Welcome back to Built to Ship, the podcast where we go behind the scenes with founders and product leaders shipping real AI products into the world. I'm your host, Tyler Postal from Voker, and today I'm joined by Pingakshya Goswami, founder of VidyaAI, an AI-powered learning platform that turns videos and lectures into interactive, personalized study experiences. It's great to have you here.
Hi, Tyler. It's nice to meet you in this platform. Thanks for inviting me to the podcast.
Of course. Well, why don't we get into it? What were you doing before you started VidyaAI? What was your background?
Yeah, so before doing Vidya AI, I did my PhD in electrical engineering from University of Texas, Dallas. And after that, I worked for 4 or 5 years in semiconductor companies like NVIDIA and Synopsys, where I worked as a ML-based chip design engineer, where I applied machine learning to design chips and various software which are used to design chips. So
Very
that's
cool.
pretty much my background before starting Vidya AI.
Amazing. That sounds like the interface between, both you're like actually working on the hardware that's powering, these new advances in models, but also doing
Yeah,
a software component to it. So that's a really
yes,
interesting space. I spent
yeah.
a few years in undergrad doing research in organic semiconductors, so like
Oh, okay.
polymer-based semiconductors.
Yeah.
So I could probably nerd out on that with you for a while. But why don't we talk a bit more about Vidya AI, which you're doing now? What was kind of the founding story? Where did you get the idea, and how did the company come about?
Yeah, so as I mentioned that I have done PhD in electrical engineering. So before that, I was before coming to US, I worked as an assistant professor in India, and during my PhD, I worked as an instructor for multiple electrical engineering and mathematics courses in UT Dallas. And total, I have spent around 8 to 9 years post undergrad in academia. So as both as a assistant professor, teaching assistant, and as a student, since I have lot of experience in all the aspects in academia, so I know the pains of the both the professors as well as the students, which mostly I faced or my colleagues in the academia faced. So one of the challenges which I faced during my PhD was like I worked as a TA, and then I have to grade multiple assignments every week. Like if I was TA for 2 courses, then I have to grade around 50 to 60 assignments every week. And it takes time. And when I was a student, I have to approach the TA, and the TAs give only 1 or 2 hours per week every week for a class of 60 students to clear out their doubts. But that is not significantly enough. So in order to primarily solve the problems which I faced during my PhD, and at the same time we interviewed a lot of professors in Bay Area, around 50 to 60 professors in San Jose State, Santa Clara University, Stanford, all this. So we ask about their pain, so they also mentioned the same thing, that grading is their major pain point. So after addressing my pain points and discussing with the professors, we came up with the idea that, hey, let's create Vidya AI, which will be like a virtual teaching assistant both for the professors as well as for the student. That's
That's
how
great.
my story started.
I love that. It's
Yeah,
awesome that it's grounded in your own experience. You spent many years in academia experiencing this. And I love whenever there's like a two-sided problem where both sides have the same opinion. Like I'm sure the students want more time with the TAs or the professors
yeah,
and more like, support. And the TAs would love to do that, but they're just busy with other tasks, like
yes,
grading. So it sounds
yes.
like a great combination there. So let's get into Vidya AI just at a really high level. You mentioned that it's, this AI teaching assistant. Tell us a little bit more about what are one or two key things that it does that, benefit the teaching side and benefit the students.
Yeah, so let's start with the teaching side. So, like we interviewed a lot of professors in US, and they mentioned that grading is their major pain point. And another pain point is that nowadays most of the answers student used to do plagiarism, like they copy paste answers from AI using ChatGPT or some of those LLM, and then directly paste it in their answer sheet. So that is one of the major request which came from the professors, and that they get the grading pain points. So what, in order to address the challenges faced by the professors, we created an AI platform where the professors just have to upload the lecture notes or the video of the class, and once they upload the lecture note, our AI platform automatically generate the assignments. So you can select whether it is undergrad level or graduate level, and then in the next screen you can select what type of question you want, whether it is multiple choice, short answer, numerical, or like that, and then the difficulty level, and based on that it generates a question paper. It takes around like five less than 5 minutes to generate a question paper with nice complex equation like integration, matrices, which would have taken the professors around lot of times to type. And then once the assignment is generated, the professor can quickly review it and then share it with the students, and the students do the assignment like as if they are submitting it to the actual professor. But instead of the professor or the TA grading, the AI grades it and send the scores both to the students as well as to the professor with much more detailed feedback. Like I was a TA and professor, so we do not have time to give that much feedback. So the app gives much more detailed feedback to both the professors and the students. And yeah, professors are using it like UT Dallas, San Jose State, and then University of Houston, and another professor in Tufts University. So, and they mentioned that professors, they have saved around like 70 to 80% time in grading.
Wow.
So they can focus more time in research or other academic services. So this is for our professor. And for the students, we created this AI based chatting app where students can upload a video of their professor or from any other learning platform like Udemy, Coursera, YouTube, and then start chatting with the videos. And we use multimodal reg. So it can see what is displaying in the video. Suppose the video is showing a transformer architecture image, then the student can ask, hey, can you explain this encoder, can you explain this decoder? Then it will see what is being presented in the image and then say that, hey, on the left side box it is the attention head, and like that. So it will explain it to you as if the teacher is also explaining. And
That's
at the
great.
same, yeah.
So it
And
sounds
at
like
the,
you're leveraging these multimodal capabilities so that
yes,
a student can kind of just have this co-pilot or assistant with
yeah,
them all the time. So they're watching a a lecture note or something like that, and they have a question. They don't need to like write it down,
yeah,
find time to go meet the professor in class and
yeah,
ask them the question. They can get their answer natively really quickly. That sounds
yes,
great. So
yeah,
this sounds like a pretty complex
yeah,
AI system. Give
yeah.
us the like really high level overview of your architecture. Like what are the key components of this system? Like is there a separate prompt or a separate agent for the teacher side versus the student side? You mentioned RAG. Let's
Yeah.
start like really high level and
Yeah.
before we get into the details.
So we have two platforms, like two different products. So both work independently. We have different code base for both these two. So let's start with the students video chatting app. So we use multiple agents to give the curated answers to students. So there is one agent which creates the multimodal reg, converts the video into embedding, and put it into the same space as the transcript. So we use a embedding model called Clip. So Clip is a popular video embedding model, and there is another model which converts the audio into this transcript, timed transcript. It's called Whisper. And there is another agent which analyzes the transcript and the video, and we use GPT-4 or GPT-4 mini to analyze the transcript. And there is another agent called for to do Google search. It's called Tavili. So Tavili is a popular Google search agent which search the Google for relevant information. And the Google search also creates some queries to search the internet and fetch data, and everything we coordinate and orchestrate together using line graph, and one final agent, which is I think GPT-4 or something like that. I think GPT-4 only, which curates all the which combines all the answers together and give a nice curated answer to the student based on their level of understanding. So if you do not understand something, your answer output will be different, mine will be different, like that. So this is our
Great.
student platform, which is a complex multimodal agentic framework. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, thanks for going like kind of under the hood for that. Sounds like there's I lost count, but let's say 5 or more agents there working
Yeah,
together.
five or six agents working
And
together. Yes.
it sounds like the orchestration or the harness you have around them is LangGraph.
Yeah.
What is this all like for the end user, for the student? What does this all like bubble up into? Is it a chat interface? Is it,
Yeah.
directly just chat, or are there like, does it have the ability to show images too? What does the actual UX of the end product look like?
So the actual UX, so for the student we have two part, like one is the chatbot. So in the chatbot on the left side of the screen, like this screen only, where we have this chat interface, so the student can ask, hey, can you explain this video, can you explain this image? So it will curate all the answer, and student will does not know, the student will not even know that on the background what is happening, and it will show you the answer. And below that there is another button called summarize video or summarize lecture. So if he clicks that, then all the agents work together to create a nice summary of the lecture video in a PDF document, and it includes images, tables, and some images from the video, also links for external reading and everything. So yeah, so it gets both the chat as well as the PDF, which are the two outputs. And there is
Great.
another feature called quiz. So after watching the video, the students want to know whether they understood the concept or not, then they can take quiz to test their knowledge. Yeah.
Great. No, yeah, thanks for that detail. That's super helpful. And so it sounds like there's, a couple different outputs that the user has. They have a chat that's pretty probably broad in terms of what they can ask. They have the ability to get quizzed, and they can also generate some summaries. What about on the teacher side of the platform? Is it a similar multi-agent architecture?
Yeah, so but the agents are less there, because since we are not interacting with video there, so we have only two agents. One is GPT-4 or any of the, you can select like what of the any is like simple LLM model, and one is image model where we fine tune the YOLO V5. So the YOLO model, it extracts the images from the answer sheet. Suppose you ask a trigonometric question and there is a triangle or something in the answer, student's answer sheet, then it will extract the bounding box of the image present in the answer sheet and connect it with the text. So that is one agent. And there is another OCR agent which converts the handwritten text into a nice typed document and convert it into JSON. So we have only two or three agents in the grading platform. So it's not,
Great.
it's also complex, but much simpler than the video one.
Yeah, but still complex
Yeah.
technology. So just for the audience,
Yeah.
it sounds like you're mentioning bounding box. So this is like, given an image, find the part of the image that is important or that's the
Yes.
subject we're talking about.
Yes.
There could be a lot of different things in in let's say a student's response paper that needs to be graded. There's different questions they're answering on the same page, and so you need to have the AI detect like this section is the one I'm talking about, so that it has that relevant information. And then the other OCR is more for like image recognition, right? Anything you want to add there?
OCR is for text recognition, optical characters. So suppose you write a handwriting and then the handwriting is very bad, so it converts it into text. So for creating the OCR and the bounding box based image extraction using YOLO V5, it took actually my friend, my co-founder, his name is Tritiman. He implemented the grading part. I did the chatting part. So it took quite a long time for him to fine tune the YOLO model, so that suppose the question is in one page, the image is in another page, how to relate the both two. So yeah, so it was kind of challenging, like one of the most challenging part for the entire project.
Yeah, no, that's it's definitely a challenge. We've experienced the same thing. It's easy when you're used to working with like programmatic inputs of text or markdown, but when you start to get to like actual handwritten notes, you have all
Yeah.
sorts of different forms that people can respond in, and students and professors probably don't have the best handwriting in the world.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, as we get close to wrapping up, I just want to ask a little bit about like, how do you keep track of the quality here? So in production now, you have users, and you guys have a few hundred users that
Yeah.
are using the product actively. When it comes to making sure, these are important questions. The students saying like, hey, how does this math work? That's not something you can just make up. You want to make
Yeah.
sure that the AI is accurate, and we all know LLMs natively aren't good
Yeah.
at math.
Yeah.
So how do you kind of keep track of what are students asking, and being sure that the agent's responding with correct answers?
So like we have a small agent in the chatbot which evaluates whether the answer is correct or not. So React, there is a framework called React. So it's like if the LLM agent asks, so if the answer is not correct, again it reprompts the question and then sends it back to the bigger LLM and then reframes the question and gets the answer. And we asked the same question was mentioned by another professor also here in Northeastern University, that he suggested that we can give a thumbs up and a thumbs down button in the screen. So we haven't implemented it, so we will implement that feature. So if the student feels the answer is correct, he can select the thumbs up, and if he feels that it's not up to the mark, he can select thumbs down. And if he select thumbs down, then it will regenerate the answer, more correct answer, or maybe the answer based on the student's understanding. But that feature, that thumbs up and thumbs down, we haven't implemented yet. So yeah.
Great. Well, yeah, it's really exciting. You guys have accomplished a lot, and I'm sure there's more you're planning to build. Before we sign off, I want to put
Yeah.
your website up on the screen. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
vidyaai.co.
Yeah.
So maybe just share with us, who should check out Vidya? How can they follow along? How do they get in
Okay.
touch to try out the product?
Okay, so you can directly open this website www.vidyaai.co, and then you can start using it. We have a 3-tier pricing model: free, plus, and pro. You can try with free. So in free, you can get lot of videos for free, and then in plus, the number of videos increase, and in pro, it is much higher. But with free also, we give lot of features. So you can start with the free. And for professors, the grading platform is totally free right now because we are piloting it, and once we start generating, then we may charge some 1,500 or something per course, but still we are
Great.
deciding on the price point for the grading app. Yeah.
Great. So it sounds like folks can just kind of get started straight away, self-serve from the
Yeah.
website. For the
And
professors that are piloting, do they need to kind of reach out, or is that also a self-serve
uh,
sign up?
no, so they can directly sign up in the platform, and then we have also open source the summarized video platform,
Oh,
so
great.
that I can give the link on the chat. So in summarized video, suppose somebody, this is like CLI based, command line interface based. So in CLI interface, so in CLI interface, if somebody gives, if it is like run Python summarized video dash whatever the video, then it automatically summarizes the video and then creates a lecture note out of the video. So in that case, they do not have to go to the website. They can just run it in Linux terminal or Windows terminal, just to summarize as a CLI feature. So
That's great.
yeah.
Great
So
that you guys are
yeah.
contributing to the open source community, and
Yeah.
so folks should check that out as well if they want to just tinker around with it and
Yeah.
try it
Yeah.
themselves.
You can just paste the link for this GitHub also. It's really nice, easy to use. Yeah.
Great. Amazing. Well, thanks again for coming on the show, and for sharing so many details about how you guys have built Vidya AI. It's very exciting, and looking forward to hearing how you all continue to expand the product and grow your user base.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah. Nice talking to you. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Well, thanks for listening to Built to Ship. And if you're building something, go ship it. See you next time.
Bye.